Want to know everything I learned at Social Media Marketing World? My name's Tori Terhune, and I'm a social media coach. After 3 very full days at the San Diego Convention Center, I had a notebook full of notes, and after deciphering my handwriting, I have found 5 themes that kept coming up in keynotes and breakout sessions just over and over again. And I want to share those with you to help you make your social media presence more powerful and make yourself stand out. The first theme or trend that I saw at Social Media Marketing World was that power is shifting from the platforms to the creators. And when I say creators, that means anyone posting on social media. So why do we say that? Users are becoming more and more passive. People aren't creating the amount of content that they used to create. They want to scroll instead. So platforms are struggling to find that quality content to push out to people, to keep people on their platforms longer, which is their whole goal. I do have some numbers to back this up. Instagram in particular has seen a 17% decrease in engagement across the board since 2021. That's a 17% drop in the last 3 years across all the different accounts on Instagram. That's a pretty big drop. And YouTube, in the last 3 years, has paid their creators $107 billion. They're willing to pay you top dollar for quality content. So the question then becomes, how do we create content that both people and platforms will love? One way we can do this is to speak directly to our target audience when we're creating content. That ideal customer, speak directly to them, but also try to have some broader mass appeal. So this can be tugging on people's emotions and making them a little emotionally involved, maybe talking about upcoming changes in the news or in the industry. 2 specific examples to get you started would be, first, you can respond to trends or news in your industry. And this is a big trend right now, and this came up a lot throughout the conference. Usually done through video, and you've probably seen this on Instagram or TikTok. There will be an original video where someone is off to the side reacting to it. And ways you can do this with your business is real doctor responds to blank, or real plumber responds to blank. And you're tying in your expertise while responding to a video that's already got maybe some virality or some audience that's already interested in the content. Another example is to share an experience or your unique perspective. And this can look like, I tried blank for 15 days and here's how it went. We're not doing a how-to video. We are sharing your unique perspective and experience to help you stand out. The second theme that I noticed coming up over and over again over the 3 days is the importance of repurposing your content. In this massive sea of content that we see that gets added to every day, your content is not being seen by everyone. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are not sharing every piece of your content with your entire audience. You probably know that already, but I want it to be clear. When you post, not everyone is seeing it. So we need to give people more than one shot to see your content. And giving people more than one chance to engage with your content saves you both sanity and time. We don't have to spend more time trying to come up with more content ideas. We can repurpose or reformat the content we already have to reach more people. So there are 2 ways to do this. The first is with current content, and the second is with past content. The best way to repurpose current content is to create a distribution strategy and reformat your content. That's a really long way to basically say we want to do one piece of content and get as much as we can out of it. So I'm going to show you an example. Imagine that we have your primary social media network. It's best if this network works with long form content or just longer content, whether that's video or text. You're going to create that longer video or longer piece of text to put onto that primary network. Then we're going to break it down into clips. So if you had a longer video, you can create reels, you can do pull quotes as image posts, you can do text posts on LinkedIn. This is a great way to create one piece of content and then pull a lot of other posts out of it, and you can direct people back to the longer form version if they want more information. The second way we can repurpose content is by repurposing past content. Now, this is important to make it look like you're staying up with what's going on in your industry, you're keeping your content fresh, but you're not having to reinvent the wheel. We've posted about this 3 years ago, and here's how it's changed. Also, if you're doing this on your website, it can really help with your search engine optimization because you're showing Google that you care about the content on your site and you're keeping it updated. The third theme or trend that I heard over and over is that email lists matter. Now, this is kind of an interesting one to hear at a social media conference, but it's true. Email lists are owned by you. You have all of those email addresses and no one can take them away. On a social media site, if Facebook were to go down, you lose all of that content. You don't have access to any of your followers when the site goes down. Or if one of these platforms decides to take your profile down, you can't reach those people. You have to start over. So email lists can be really important to you to build your business, to make sure that you own that contact information and you can get in contact with them whenever you need to. So how do we put this into practice with our social media efforts? The goal is to find a way to get people to want to sign up for your email list. A popular way of doing this is having a lead magnet, like a free guide or ebook or checklist, and then you provide the link to that in your Instagram bio, Facebook bio, wherever you can. And when they click that link, they can provide you their email to get the free resource. The key here is to provide value. You don't want to sell your email list. You want to provide value to your followers and another way for them to get information from you in case something were to happen to that social media platform or account. The fourth theme or trend at Social Media Marketing World, and my personal favorite, is the importance of AI. As AI continues to grow in popularity and get smarter and smarter, we need to understand how to use it to make us stronger at what we do. Now, that doesn't mean we go to ChatGPT and we type in a prompt, get a result, copy, paste, we're all done. It means AI is the starting point and we need to train it like we would train a person or an employee. We give it a prompt, it comes back, we revise, it comes back, we do final edits, and then we send back the final version to whatever tool you're using to get the outcome that you want. This will train AI to become an extension of yourself where it can actually help you. The fifth theme that many of the experts talked about at this conference was trust, building relationships, authenticity, truth. As AI continues to grow, that real voice, that authenticity, the failures, the showing the real you, that's what stands out. There are a few ways to do this, and one is through just being truthful, doubling down on you, doubling down on that brand voice, and making sure that you're being authentic to yourself. A question you can ask yourself to help here is, what's a unique perspective that only you have? And how can you tie that back to your audience or your customer? Another way to build trust is to share that relatable, vulnerable content. Share the struggles behind the scenes, that realness. That's going to help people connect with you much more than just sharing the success story. And to drive it home, one of my favorite lines I think I heard the entire conference is published is better than perfect. Making sure that you're just putting content out consistently rather than worrying about it being perfect every single time you post. Be you, be authentic, show the struggles. It doesn't have to be perfect. As a little bonus, I wanted to share a study that I found really interesting at this conference, and that was over a 6-month period, which platforms were most popular. Now, this doesn't mean which platforms had the most users, but over a 6-month period in 2023, which platforms were used most often by people. And I think the results surprised me a little bit, and I want to know what you think. YouTube did not surprise me at the top at 83%, because that's the second largest search engine in the world, still owned by Google, and that's where a lot of people go to find out how to do things. Pinterest was a little higher than I expected, LinkedIn a little lower, and Twitter, of course, is having a hard time. I really hope that data is helpful to you as you're trying to prioritize your content strategy and figure out where you want your primary and secondary platforms to be. Overall, I had a fantastic time at this conference. There are way more tidbits I want to share, and I will. It's gonna come soon. I want to keep these videos short and digestible for you. So please subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Stay social.